state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 908 of the Immigration Answers Show. Today is Monday, September 15th. I misnumbered the videos the last couple days, so this is episode 908. Sorry for any confusion. And today is the first day of the week, Monday, September 15th. The month is halfway over. How are you guys doing? I've been sneezing a little bit. My allergies are off. You guys have allergies? What's going on? I am here with my good friend Skyla. Skyla's keeping track of the people in the green room, and we'll put you up into the waiting room when it's time to come on the show. I say hello. I see a lot of our friends here, and it's good to see everybody. Hope you all had a good weekend. Did you guys have a good weekend? I had a good weekend, kind of, sort of. It sort of picked up. We were in Michigan for softball for NOR for a couple of days. We got back late Saturday night. So yesterday I just tried to chill. We went out to dinner for my birthday. We got, some Mexican food. I'll have to show you guys that one. That's a fun one. We'll show you me wearing my little hat and some other birthday fun stuff in just a little bit. In the meantime, I am an immigration lawyer. We'll be here for the next 90 minutes talking about immigration and all things immigration related. If you want to come and ask me a question, you go to the Immigration Answer Show to this thing, and you need to text the word show to 314-470-3300. Sorry about that. Or we'll post the link here in just a minute. Let me go ahead and do that. Here's the link if you want to ask me a question. Here's the link. All right, so I see Pilot in the waiting room. We're going to start with Pilot. Hold on one second. Let me just edit your name. Remember, guys, use aliases or short names or not your whole name. So, Pilot, hello.
Hello, Jim, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I talked to you last month about my pending I-485 after interview.
Okay.
And it's been like 5 months after interview. It was in April. And there's still no decision, no RFE, nothing.
Why do you think they're sitting on your case?
I have no idea, but because now if they're sitting on my case, I'm scared that my I-693 is going to be expired.
No, they won't do that. That hasn't happened. Once you get it on file and all that stuff, that's okay. So you're applying for a green card based on asylum?
No, sir. So I came here on M1 visa for my training, vocational training in 2022, February. And then I got married in December 2022 with my wife. She's a US citizen. And we applied for green card in 2023, April. Everything was done, filed. I got my work authorization, social security, advanced payroll, everything within 6 months. And then in 2024 March, I got denied for my green card because of I couldn't provide my birth certificate, like a proof of birth. So I reapplied with another I-485 and a proof of birth certificate in April, same time, same month, and we applied it. But I did not add another I-693 because I knew that it's on file and it was still valid. It was still within two years of period.
Uh-huh.
And so applied it. We got interview in 2025 in April again, like exact some months later, and we had interview. It was in Orlando, Florida. So everything was fine. They did not ask us anything. He didn't ask like my wife anything because my I-130 was already approved without interview. And he just asked me a couple of like national threat security questions, and that's it. And later he said, okay, you can expect your green card 30 to 90 days. And we were like, okay, so that's it. He's like, yeah, you're good to go. And we waited 30 to 90 days, 3 months, nothing showed up, no action, no RFE, nothing was there. But it's been now 5 months and 14 months since I filed my I-485. There is no response, literally. And few days ago, I did apply for congressional inquiry and ombudsman thing from DHS Form 7001, but I just applied it, so I don't expect any response at least for a month or something like that. But I don't know what to do. So I did talk to Caitlin Shia, which was like our immigration attorney in your firm.
Uh-huh.
So I was talking to her if we can file writ of mandamus.
Yep.
So I'm not sure that should we file writ of mandamus, because she also told me that it could be they can just motion to dismiss. It could be a scenario where they can, but they will give you some kind of response. So I'm just scared that is it too early to file a writ of mandamus, or should we like instantly file it, because I'm ready to file.
Yeah, I would say that given the fact that you have been trying to get I know your case has only been on file for 14 months, but you did have the other case. So really, you've been trying to get your green card for 3 years. Really, is the way I do it.
Yes.
So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I think you've waited long enough. I would go ahead and sue. Yeah, I can talk to Caitlin and have her follow up with you. But yeah, I would go ahead and sue.
Yeah, because we have been married for almost 3 years, and I don't think it will be now conditional green card or something.
Yeah, I'll have her follow up with you today. Okay.
Okay, and one more question, sir. Sorry, this is my last question.
You're fine, but take your time.
So because we filed in 2023 April, and I also submitted my I-693, which was like before November 2023. So as per like I-693, they say that any I-693 filed and submitted later from November 2023, they have no validity, like they have unlimited like validation. There is no 2 year expiration on that. So I'm
Right.
just worried because I filed my I-693 before November 2023. So I'm just worried because what if they give me a RFE or send us another medical? So I'm just worried about that. Should I be worried about it?
No, I mean, are you worried about something on your medical? I mean, I know it'd be a little bit more money, but what you really care about is getting your green card. If they said to you today, "Hey, go do your medical over tomorrow, and we'll give you a green card in a month," would you say yes or would you say no?
Of course, because I was physically fit, everything was fine.
Yeah, so nothing to worry about for the medical. So yeah, I would say go ahead and sue them, and then we'll just go from there. I think you're going to be fine. I think they've been screwing around with your case long enough.
Yeah, because sir, it's been more than like 3 years, and I really cannot do anything. I cannot go outside the country, and everything is fine. My marriage is fine. Everything is okay. They also approved I-130, so I don't know why they're just sitting on it.
Thanks so much for the call. Have a great day. Okay.
You, sir, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right. That was our friend Pilot. Let's go to Quasi. Hello, Quasi.
How's it going, Jim?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. I just have a very short question. So, I filed an I-130 for my wife in October 10th of 2024. I'm currently in the National Guard as a human resource officer, and I haven't heard anything. Is there any way to like expedite her case because that's how I got my citizenship by being in the army, or just to push my case forward?
So this is for your spouse,
Yes, sir.
and when did you file?
October 10th of 2024.
And why do you want it to be expedited?
Because that's how I got my citizenship. I just wanted to know if there's any resource that can help me expedite the case. Mainly is like I just want to know because I've been getting lots of information about by watching your YouTube channel is cases are expediting nowadays, but I just don't know how well is for overseas application.
So those are really hard to get moving. So if you're still at USCIS,
Yes.
yeah, I think you're going to be there for about 14 to 16 months. So there's nothing really to do but to wait.
Mhm.
I think that you could try those kinds of things like getting members of Congress. Like if you can make an argument that because you're in the military, you need your spouse here faster, I think that's an argument, but I just don't think it's going to be well received. I don't think they're going to expedite the case is what I'm saying.
Understood, sir. So usually from USCIS, it goes to the National Benefit Center or the Visa Center. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But from there, okay, and then from there, it probably goes to like the embassy back in my home country, correct?
That's right. So you're probably talking 14 to 16 months at USCIS,
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 months at the National Visa Center, and then what country are you from?
Bangladesh.
Your spouse is from Bangladesh, so that's a pretty slow consulate. So you're probably another year after that.
Understood, sir. Okay, so maybe around to this year's December or 2026 January, I can hear that either the case was approved and it was moved to the NVC.
Yeah, I'd say in about 3 months. Yep.
Okay, got
All
it,
right.
sir. And any advice for me, like what should I do after it gets moved to NVC? Is it still just a waiting game?
Yeah, I mean, I would just get documents ready of the relationship. You're going to have to prove your financials at that point, your tax returns for the last 3 years. You could start gathering that stuff, but other than that, you're just waiting.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you for your service. Ava's here. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Today, I have two cases that I wanted to discuss with you. One in regards to my husband and one in regards to my brother-in-law. And my husband is by my side to fill in any gaps as necessary.
Side character. We love it. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So here's a rundown of our timeline. In 2013, my husband entered the United States on an F1 visa. In 2014, in December, he returned home, and during that time, he filed for asylum, where he re-entered in 2025 of January. Fast forward to the time that we met in 2021, we began dating.
Please slow down for a second.
Sorry.
So you said he went overseas, and then it sounded like he applied for asylum overseas, but you mean when he got back?
Through the record, so it says that he filed in December for asylum, and then his re-entry date was in January. So I'm not sure exactly how that worked out, but
You have to be in the United States to apply for asylum.
oh, he says he was maybe.
I came back, right?
I'm not too sure, but the asylum date was in December. So that was definitely filed in December, and he visited and then returned. So that's when he had issues when he returned home and then came back and filed for asylum.
Okay. All right.
So fast forward to 2021, we met, we began dating. 2024 of October, we got married. Between September and December of that year, he was living in Minnesota temporarily with no formal change of address. And then he moved back to the East Coast. In December, we had issues with our apartment, and it took us about a month to end up finding an apartment that we're living in now in January. By February, he received his asylum interview notice, which he received via text message, and it was sent to his Minnesota address with his previous address on there. So we were able to cancel it due to change of jurisdiction because we lived in another state. And by May, we filed for our I-130 and I-485 with no lawyer, but we did have a lawyer review it, and they reused biometrics. I know.
Wait, just real quick, when did you get married?
We got married in October.
And you didn't file till May?
Yes.
Why?
That was due to financial issues. So trying to find financial benefits or finding a financial ability to even pay for a lawyer at that time. So then we were kind of at crunch time. And then it was kind of just lucky being able to change jurisdiction to buy time.
Yeah. So May of what year the I-130 and 45 were filed?
This year.
Did you?
Yes, this year.
So not only did you wait a long time, you waited during 5 months of Trump.
Yeah, and we know that we got a lot of information from lawyers during that time saying, now's the time to file, but it just wasn't in our financial situation.
So did you file the I-130 and the 45 together?
Yes, we mailed those to USCIS paper.
Do you have proof of delivery?
Yes.
And you're a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And so May May. Okay. So has anything happened since May? They reused his biometrics. You said that's it.
Yeah, they reused his biometrics, and then so since then we received an RFE in June, like literally days after they received it and cashed the check. They want I-130A update. They claim that there was no signature on it.
Okay.
After that, we filed for his I-765 renewal on the very last day for the asylum.
Did you file for an EAD based on the marriage case too?
As well, yes.
Okay.
We haven't heard back for anything on those two. Our interview is in about 3 weeks, so we just wanted some advice on what's coming up. So I'm currently unemployed, but I already made the income requirement for the year. I'm working as a nanny, but do you believe that there's any concern there for us?
Sure. Yeah, they were asking about public charge the other day when I was there, and the lady made $70,000. The beneficiary made $70,000 a year. Does your spouse have skills?
Yes.
Does your spouse work?
Not right now.
Because the asylum ran out, or the asylum EAD ran out?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
But you get an automatic extension, so that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
What does he do?
He is an industrial engineer.
Okay.
It's been tough out in the market finding work. He's been out of work for a few years.
Okay. So the fact that your interview's been scheduled generally means that they're satisfied with your affidavit of support, but they don't know that you lost your job. So that could come up and be an issue at the interview. Yeah. And then what about the asylum case? Is there anything in there that we're worried about?
So in terms of his asylum case, it was a thin case, and his personal statement wasn't uploaded by the old attorney, and the new attorney didn't file the G-28, so he never even received the notice. Yeah, we've been talking about, reaching out to him because we don't feel like he fulfilled his services, and he still took his money, of course. And then that's it for the asylum case. All that we're worried about.
What country is your husband from?
He's from a country in the Middle East that's on the travel ban list.
And what generally was he afraid of about
So during that time, there was on college campuses with protesting, and he, along with his friends, were targeted by the military. And when he left and re-entered the United States, there was a mark on his home that the military had stopped by and asked questions about him.
But never thrown in jail, never persecuted, never nothing.
No.
And no personal statement attached.
No personal statement attached, unfortunately.
And so the only reason given for the postponement of his asylum interview was the fact that he moved from the jurisdiction of one asylum office to another.
Yes.
So now his case is on track at some point for an asylum interview at the correct office.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when was the asylum case filed?
In 2015.
And what month and year were you married?
In October of 2024.
So the only thing he had pending between those two dates was the asylum case, nothing else.
Exactly.
So they're going to treat this as an overstay. They're going to treat this as sort of somebody getting married to get a green card. So I think it's going to be a Stokes interview. It's probably going to be pretty rough. They're going to want to know, how did he support himself for the last 9 years? Did he ever claim to be a U.S. citizen? Did he marry you just to get a green card? I think you're going to be held to a pretty high standard.
Yeah, that's what we suspected. And one of the questions that I had was, can we decline a Stokes interview if we don't have representation?
If you don't want a green card.
That's what I'm hard-headed. Sorry, I had to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I felt like that it's more likely to have they have Stokes interview when you don't have representation, and we were a little bit worried about that.
I think that's true.
Yeah. We're also worried about that change of address and change of jurisdiction situation, but I think you just touched upon that, how it might be used against us.
That's the least of our concerns. I think we got bigger issues than. I mean, the fact is, most immigrants don't update their address as often as they should. You're supposed to update your address within 10 days of moving. So
It was about like a 2-day gap between when he received the letter and had changed his address. So between he had changed his address online, but again, a month had passed before he'd done that, and then received the letter to that old address. So there was a little bit of confusion there.
Do you remember how you told me that the I-130A was supposedly not signed?
Yeah,
Are they right, or was it signed?
it was signed.
was signed.
We looked over it at least 5 times, but we sent it the next day.
And then talk to me about marriage evidence.
Oh, we have a lot of marriage evidence. We have our marriage certificate. We have bank accounts. He was on my dental insurance, and what else do we have?
Where do you live? In a house, an apartment, or what?
Apartment. We have our lease together. The only thing we don't have is our bills because there's no way to add a second person on there.
Driver's licenses at the right address?
Yes.
Any prior marriages?
Sorry?
Any prior marriages?
No, not at all.
Any age gap?
Yes, 9 years. That was another one of our concerns. We have age gap or religion differences and background differences.
Talk to me about religion.
He's Muslim and I am Catholic.
And you're older or younger?
I'm younger than him.
Okay. And how did you meet?
We met out on a hike.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how long into the relationship did you find out about his immigration status?
A few months in. Yeah, 2 months.
Okay. Bring some more updated marital evidence.
Okay.
Um,
As updated. Or look at the list. We submitted a bunch of things yesterday that they requested for the interview, including my last few pay stubs, which date up to September. My former tax return, my previous tax returns. We also have taxes filed together, auto insurance. So we have all of that uploaded already.
Seems like they're paying attention to your finances. That's weird.
It is, yes. Of course, as soon as I leave my job. I had been at my job for 4 years.
That sucks.
Yeah.
When was the last time he worked?
2 years ago.
And I'm doing the.
And he does Uber
The
Eats
audit,
in the.
So he's generating money,
Yes.
Yes.
just not as much as you would as an industrial engineer.
Yes, exactly. Unfortunately.
That's okay. Yeah. Do you care to say which field office?
Newark.
Not nice people.
No.
No,
The
no.
funny thing is we were in New York originally and it was Bethpage and the first lawyer said the same exact thing. Like I was hoping you weren't gonna say that off and now we're even worse.
I had an interview at Newark. I'll never forget because it must have been 7:30 because we were standing in line in the dark waiting to get in. I remember before the building opened. It was not a fun interview.
Oh God.
I had a couple there that you'll be all right. Just bring lots of evidence. Bring a lawyer.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. We're trying to look for pro bono lawyers in the meantime, but yeah, we definitely know that. We've been listening to you and your advice from your wife, and we definitely
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna find a pro bono lawyer to go to your interview.
Yeah.
Anybody, any pro bono, any lawyers that are doing pro bono immigration stuff are not focused on marriage-based cases.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, because we got recommendations, but none of them listed I-130.
They're doing deportation stuff. Good luck, Ava.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Have a good day. All right. Yeah, immigration is not easy when you don't have a lot of money. The cards are sort of stacked against you. The framing of things is sort of for a middle class philosophy. I've had couples where they're like renting a room, and I mean really renting a room, not like we're living in my dad's basement. I don't mean that. I mean like renting a room, like because that's all they can afford. It's hard to get an immigration benefit when you don't have a lot of money or when you have money problems. So, yeah, Coco, neither are working. It's a tough one. Yep. I'm just worried about that public charge. I just made a TikTok today. So public charge is back on the radar. Obviously they're looking for any reasons to say no to cases. And my client, like I said, made $70,000 a year and they're still asking her dumb public charge questions. So I think they're required to mark every box and all that bullshit. Avocado in the house. Hello. You're on mute, avocado. I'm going to go to flour and snappy crab after avocado. I almost bought some avocados yesterday, but I didn't. Avocado's taking a nap. Let's go to flour. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
I can. How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. And happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
I am married to an immigrant. We've been together 15 years. We were married in 2020. I believe we filed in 2021. He crossed the border without inspection. We have an I-601A and an I-130 and an I-864 and a DS-260.
Mhm.
We have a consulate appointment in November, the 4th of November in Lima, Peru.
So the 601A was approved.
It appears so.
Okay. Well,
Oh, yes, it was approved before we even filed the other. Yeah.
okay. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
that's been approved for a little bit. He does have 3 prior driving violations, one in 2015, one in 2016, and then one that dates back to 2010.
Like traffic shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Okay. And then unfortunately, we had a dispute. The police were called. This happened July 6th of this year. He was arrested with 2 Class A misdemeanors with bodily injury. Found out once they put the charges on him that they were going to do, ICE was going to, he has a hold on him with the Riley-Lakin Act. We were advised by our immigration attorney to take a plea agreement was the best scenario, which is disorderly conduct, which is a B misdemeanor. And he is still being held right now in the county correction facility. And then soon the immigration lawyer will be talking to an ICE agent in hopes to get voluntary departure so that he can leave immediately and still make this appointment. So,
That fucking sucks.
sorry?
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks. Yeah.
So when's his appointment date?
November 4th.
And so did they, just so that I know, did they grab your husband on the arrest or on the guilty plea?
Arrest.
On the arrest, yeah.
And the police report is really bad. Like they used marks that were on me that I also do some farming, and those marks were from farming, and they used that on the police report as probable cause. So the police report is very, very bad.
What state is this?
Indiana.
That sucks.
It really sucks. Yeah. He had no other criminal other than the driving and so close to our appointment. So pretty freaked out. Don't know if we were advised correctly. Don't know if we will need more waivers. I don't know if I should be getting moral character, like character references. I don't know what can I do to help our case, and how likely is he to be like not getting his green card?
Well, you know, we talk on the show a lot about how 601A is great, but also that the State Department looks for other reasons to say, oh, well, we know we waived your unauthorized entry and your overstay. We know we waived that due to the hardship to your spouse, but, you know, this arrest, you might need a 601 waiver. I mean, you guys sort of handed them something to hit him over the head with that he never would have had before.
I know, it's terrible. Yes, we really got ourselves in a situation. Yes.
So I would never second guess the attorney who seems to have navigated things pretty well so far.
Okay.
I would never second guess them. I'm not the boots on the ground and all that stuff. As far as whether it was a good idea to take that plea. But, you know, disorderly conduct, what was the original charge?
domestic battery and then domestic battery with bodily injury.
So, and that being the scars from the farming.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I would say that your husband's chances of coming back and getting an immigrant visa to come back to the United States went from 80% to 33%.
Mm-hmm. So what do we do now?
I think good moral character is all you can do. I think a long statement from you, I would try to dismantle that police report and explain to them the mistakes in there. I think you got to throw everything at it.
Okay, other than good character, because I already started on that. Not from me, because I didn't know if I should write one, but I have some from my parents, I have from neighbor, I have from his employer, and I have from the woman who helped us with our wedding. Is there more need than that?
I would say there definitely needs to be a statement from you, both about how he's a good person and the hardship and refuting the police. Only you can deconstruct the police report.
Okay.
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, and then in regards to hardship, like showing hardship, obviously we showed that in the 601A, but continuing to show that. So documentation from my physician, counselors, anything like that, would that be helpful?
Of course.
Okay.
Good luck,
And-
Father.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's not be judgmental, people. It's a tough situation. Snappy Crab, hello.
Hi, Jim. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to answer these. They might be like a little bit out of, your field.
Okay.
So I have a question about phones being searched at the border.
Yeah.
So I went in on a tourist visa, and they took my phone. They never asked me to unlock it, but I don't know if they need you to unlock it to do the advanced search kind of thing. And I have a couple dings on my record that, might indicate to them to do an advanced search, but I was never told, they never told me that they did a search. They just, handed my phone back to me after a couple minutes, and they let me into the country on a tourist visa.
A couple minutes?
So, yeah, maybe 10, 15 minutes. They took my phone. I don't know if they did anything to it. My question is, anything that they found on there, I understand they can, if they did an advanced search, I understand they can store that. And in the future, if I try to apply for immigration benefit, they can use information that they might have found on there. I'm wondering, is it possible to find out if they actually did do a search? Is there somewhere where I can access the information to find if they did that?
Well, first of all, we must assume they have everything on your phone.
Yeah.
We start with that. I believe that you could do a CBP request and ask for details of that stop. And I think you could say, give me all documents or anything downloaded. I don't know if they'll do it or not, but it's certainly worth a shot.
Okay.
What are you worried about in particular? What's on there that you're worried about?
I guess just old text messages, with my friends, talking about, stupid shit that we did in high school that wasn't maybe the best choices, or I had looked into immigration stuff in the past, and then I found out how serious some of this stuff was.
Yeah.
So then I stopped and I deleted that stuff out of my search history and texts with my friends and that kind of thing.
After the stop at the airport?
Now I've deleted everything, but
Yeah.
before then I there was probably some stuff on there that wasn't completely deleted. That was the first time that they ever had taken my phone at the border. So
Yeah, I think it's worth a shot to ask. Whether you get it or not, I don't know.
okay. And then for you, with any of your clients, have you ever had an issue where the USCIS has taken data from their phones or from like the border searching their phones and used it in the case?
For sure, but not in the manner that you described. In the times that we've had people have interactions with people at the border and their phone, it was always sort of done in front of the phone owner, and the phone owner and the officer discussed what the officer found on the phone.
Okay.
Does that
Okay,
make-
but they aren't obligated to tell you if they did an advanced search.
Not that I know.
Okay.
No, you have very few rights when you enter the border, and their discretion is at its highest at that point.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Good luck. VJ, hello.
Hello, Jim. How are you doing?
Well, how are you, VJ?
I'm good, Jim. So, Jim, this is a question that I have about USCIS. USCIS is always trying to make life hard for us, right? I want to see what we can do to make their life hard. So,
Love the question. I love the question. I love the mindset. Yeah.
yeah. So, recently, they changed the CSPA rule saying, we're not going to use dates of filing for the CSPA kids because it's unfair, because the people who are applying at the embassies overseas use final action date. Why should we let people who are inside use dates of filing? They should also use final action dates. Right. So my question is, USCIS publishes their version of the visa bulletin every month, just like how the DHS is publishing, and they get to choose whether they want to use a dates of filing or final action date separately for family-based and employment-based.
Right.
Why should they have liberty to choose dates of filing for family-based and final action date for employment based? If they want to be consistent, they should be consistent across both categories. Why can they say, 12 months out of 12 months, they always pick dates of filing for family, but for employment based, they only give dates of filing option for, 3 months, 2 months at the stretch. And then they say, no, you guys have to use final action date. Can we challenge USCIS and say, why don't you have uniform policy?
I don't know for sure, but I would bet $10 that such a lawsuit's already on file.
You think? I searched all over. I couldn't find anything like that. They just publish. And, especially when you get into January and all, most of the time they'll say, employment-based folks has to use final action date, but they always allow it to use dates of filing for family-based. I'm not against family-based folks. I'm just like, okay, you said we want to be consistent. Why don't you be consistent all across the board? That's all.
Yeah, I mean, they do have discretion, but if it's a statutory interpretation, I think it will be challenged.
Okay. Yeah, I looked around and
Yeah, and you know what? I'll look around too. If I find anything, I'll say it on the show because that's something that interests me. But I'd be surprised if someone's not challenging that.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything, but I'm not in all those, AILA channels, right? I'm just finding what's out there in the internet. That's all. That's all the question.
See you, buddy.
Thanks.
Okay, bye. Hey, you guys know it was my birthday, so I was just going to show you some funny things that we did here at the office. They made me a balloon head. Isn't that funny? That's my head. I'm going to let it go. Will it go up or down? Let's see. My head's too big. I'll just do this the whole show. What do you guys think? And then they made me a calendar with a lot of my favorite stuff on it. Isn't that funny? Umra made that. The Jets, the Cardinals, the Law, and then a bunch of Star Wars stuff and baseball. And then for each month of the calendar, they used some of my emojis. Like for Valentine's, they made it like that. And what else? There's some funny ones. There's I did a Zoom with bunny ears one time. No, I guess I did the show. Those bunny ears were at Imani had those up in her office. Let's see. There's me and the kids and Amani in England, and then the funny one was my picture from Halloween when I was Elvis. Isn't that funny? Yeah, the balloon was great. We had a couple of those balloons. Joey's asking, how did I get cursed to be a Jets fan like Joey? Joey, when I was little, my aunt mailed me a Wesley Walker jersey. He was a wide receiver for the New York Jets, who I really liked, number 85. And then I've been rooting for the Jets ever since. With much sadness, just like yesterday was terrible. The Jets were so bad yesterday. It was not good. All right, I'm going to go back and give Avocado one more chance. Avocado, are you there?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Jim.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like just zoned out for some reason. I don't know why.
No worries. That happens to me all the time. Sometimes while I'm doing the show, and I have to say, so what kind of visa did you have, just to sort of reset? Go ahead.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. So I just have two quick questions. I recently received my conditional green card, and I went to the Motor Vehicles Administration to update my license. And my conditional green card is 2 years long, and they gave me a license that's 8 years valid. And I was just wondering, is that like an issue? Do you know if states are allowed to give driver's licenses that go past the immigration?
Yep, they can if you want. You must be in a blue state.
I am in a blue state, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then my second question was related to, I just forgot that.
Oh, sorry. Speaking of zoning out, so driver's license and what? Oh, you got your conditional green card, driver's license, and
and
you
give
only
me 30 more seconds.
You want to put you back in timeout, and I'll come back.
Sounds great. Thank you. Thanks.
All right, we'll go to Ali, then we'll come back to Avocado. Ali, hello.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. Hope you're doing good, man.
I am.
Thanks for doing this. Yeah, just had some questions about basically I'm a U.S. citizen. My wife is a CR1, green card holder, and she came to the U.S. last year in April 2024. So I just had a question about addresses, basically. I live with my uncle, but what I do is I actually I work remotely, so I spend a lot of time at my parents' house in a different state. So when my wife came, I was planning to just move permanently to my parents' state, which is North Carolina, and I live in Virginia. And so I had my wife's green card sent to, the North Carolina address. So then it was a weird sort of situation where, for like, we've been living together the whole time, but it's kind of like, I was a Virginia resident, she's a North Carolina resident, because that's where I had her green card sent. And yeah, I know I shouldn't have done that, but I was planning.
You're just creating problems for yourself for no reason.
Yeah, so my plan was to move to North Carolina once she got here. And I was going to do that, like, because I work remotely, I can do work from anywhere. The issue is, like, at that time, my company was doing layoffs. They were having return to office mandates. So I decided to keep my, like, Virginia, residency and sort of just, like, work remotely from North Carolina for a bit. Eventually, though, I changed her address back to Virginia, though. So to be with my uncle's house, and which is where I live. So I guess my question is, because we have to file 751 in January, February. And I changed her address once in the USCIS system. But the thing is, I did a lot of back and forth. I just don't know where, like, I don't know, like, what my address should have been, what hers should have been. I do have a plus side, though. Me and my parents, we just finalized on a house very soon, like recently, and the house closing is happening next month. So before we file the 751, I can just put that address. That's like my, I can consider it my own personal, like, my house. But the thing is, like, I don't know how to explain the period before that, which is when I came here, like when she moved here and I was sort of in Virginia and North Carolina. I can get an affidavit from my dad and my uncle. They both know, like, they're both U.S. citizens, and they said, like, okay, yeah, these guys used to go back and forth between our houses. But yeah, that's my situation.
So when did you meet your spouse?
I met her like 2021, 2022, like, yeah, late 2021, I would say. We got married in 2022.
And what was her status when you got married?
We got married in Pakistan, actually.
So she came on an immigrant visa.
Yeah.
And so when did she arrive in the United States?
She came here April 2024.
And you got a 10-year green card?
No, it was a 2-year, a CR1.
April 2020. Oh, April 2024. Oh, right. That's where you're asking about the 751. Okay.
Yeah.
So since April 2024, how many nights have you two spent separated from each other?
Almost, I would say none. Like maybe 2 weeks maximum. We've been together everywhere we've been. The only thing is that my address is technically Virginia. Hers was North Carolina.
I don't hear anything about technical addresses. We're gonna get. I want to do this. So you've been together every night since August of 2024, April of 2024.
Like, other than maybe like 1 week here, like if I had to go somewhere. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So how many different places have you and she lived together since she arrived in April of 2024?
Only 2, like my uncle's place and my parents' place.
Okay. So when she arrived and moved in, where did you stay? Your parents' house?
Yeah, I went to my parents' house.
Okay. And so how long did you guys live in the parents' house?
We were there like around October 2024. That's when I switched her to Virginia. And like,
okay, I don't want to talk. I want to know about where you really lived. I don't care.
Okay.
We're going to completely disregard all the dumb things that you did with addresses. Okay.
Yeah.
So from April of 2024 to October of 2024, you guys lived together at your parents' house.
Yeah.
You slept in the same bed. You were in the same house.
Yep.
Okay. Then you moved into your uncle's house, right?
No, we didn't. We continued staying at parents.
Wait, when did you move out of your parents' house?
Well, I'm still in my parents' house.
Well, isn't she?
No, yeah, she also is, but in the system, I just changed her address to.
Dude.
Okay.
Why do you keep bringing? I don't care about the bullshit you told USCIS, because everything you told USCIS is bullshit. You have addresses. The addresses are where you and she slept at night. That's the only thing that matters. Everything else is dumb things that you told USCIS. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So again, sleeping in bed. You and your wife slept together in the house of your parents from April until when?
Until now, I would say.
So your address for the last year and a half has been your parents' house.
Yes.
So why in the world would you start messing around with things like your uncle's address?
I wanted to keep a Virginia residency just for, at that time, my company was having a lot of layoffs and the job market was better over there. So I said, so I know Virginia state allows you to keep residency over there. Even if you don't live there, you can be a domicile resident. So I sort of wanted to just maintain that.
Okay. Well, for that reason, you have made your wife's immigration case 1,000 times more complicated than it really is.
Yikes.
So do you have driver's licenses for your house or your parents' house?
I still have the Virginia one. She has a North Carolina permit, learner's permit.
Okay. So in February, March or April next year, you're going to have to file a 751 for your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, you need to list the address that you both lived at for the last 2 years. If that's still your parent, I guess it'll be your parents' house up until you buy this new house, right?
Yeah, that's going to be next month. It's being closed.
So the good news is, despite you doing all these dumb things, this is still fixable, okay?
Okay.
So when the time comes for you to fill out the 751, you are going to list your parents' address from April 2024 until the month that you move into your new house. Are you both going to be on that new house?
We're both going to have, my dad said he'll give us a lease and everything. We'll formally pay rent. So yes, we'll be on that.
Okay. And so what month will that be?
October 6th. Oh, yeah, next month.
So from April of 24 until October of 25, you were at mom and dad's.
Yeah.
Now, were you playing games with AR-11s too for her? Like, were you updating her for all these different alleged changes that you made?
I only did it in the USCIS system, which is, I think, the same as AR-11.
That is, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So when did you do that, and what did you say?
In October 24, I changed her address to be from parents' house in North Carolina to Virginia, to uncle's house in Virginia.
But she wasn't living there,
She wasn't actually living there, no.
and you weren't either.
I was planning to go back, but I kept planning to go back, but it never happened.
Okay, so that's the answer as to why we updated our address. We just never did it. We thought we were going to.
Yeah, I never intended to live in North Carolina long term, but I don't know what to say.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
So when you fill out the 751, you're gonna have two addresses: mom and dad's and new address.
Okay, not uncle's address, right?
No. And if uncle's address comes up, say we thought we were moving there and we never got around to it.
Okay. Yeah, and you know, the issue is just like I work remotely, so I just went back and forth, and I kept telling myself I'm going to buy a house. The house buying process took like almost a year, and so like I kept thinking, okay, now's the time. It just never really happened.
So that makes sense. But if you go in there saying all the dumb stuff you said to me, they're gonna slice and dice you. And then they're gonna say, "Boy, he's really playing fast and loose with these addresses. I wonder what he's trying to hide."
Yeah.
Right.
I promise I have nothing to hide. Like I just found out.
I believe you, but here's the thing. You were trying to have it both ways. You're trying to be able to say, for Virginia job purposes, we're in Virginia. Well, USA. I mean, this is for you and for everybody else. Just put the address that you sleep in. That's it. Put the address you sleep in. Everything else is just bad.
But it leads to a bigger question. Like if you don't intend to live somewhere for too long, I lived there for a year, so that's not really an excuse, I guess. Like usually after 6 months, if you're going to be living somewhere. But
you're thinking about it too much, my brother. It's where did you live? It's like this is a question a 3-year-old can answer. Where did you live? Not metaphysical. When I might move, buy a house, find another job in some imaginary state. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I can tell them physically, like my parents can tell, and my uncle can, like they were always together. Me and my wife are always. We have a kid now, and we're in a happy marriage. But it's really cultural stuff. Like we live with relatives and all that.
Everything's okay. It's all okay. You might want to get help when the time comes to file it, but I think that this is the right approach. If I were your lawyer, this is what I would be telling you to do. But you made it 10 times more complicated than it had to be.
Yeah, that's why I'm just worried every day. But
don't worry every day. It's all approvable. It's all good. Just
okay. It's not the biggest thing like that. People worry, like we don't have anything else to worry about at all. Like so, it's not the worst thing in the world, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, because I'm even planning to pay taxes in both states because I learned a few weeks ago that if you spend more than 6 months in a different state from your state of residence, you have to pay taxes there. So I'm like, I'll do that too. Like I don't care.
But you didn't stay there.
No, I mean I was a Virginia resident but lived in North Carolina for more than 6 months, right? So in the last year.
So what state are you paying taxes for?
Right now it's for Virginia.
But you don't live there.
Yeah, but my license, my work is based out of Virginia.
I have to go now. I can't talk about this anymore. Not going to make a good witness at immigration. Not going to make a good witness at immigration. You got to clean that stuff up. And you can't have it both ways. And you can't tell one government agency one thing and another government agency another thing. It's just not good. And he should not be answering questions at USCIS. Not without a lawyer. Not without somebody clarifying things. Not without a whole lot of practice. Avocado, did you remember your question?
I did, yes, immediately after I left the thing.
Of course.
So it's a two-pronged question, but both of them should be quick. After I received the conditional green card, I had asked my lawyer whether I should change my address and how to do that to be proper. And I asked a couple of times, and they basically told me that I do not have to change my address, regardless if I had moved or not, that it didn't apply for green card holders. And I did go ahead and change my address on the USCIS website. I just don't have any idea as to what they think my address is because it just says submitted. Do you think, I didn't attach the receipt numbers for the address change since the cases were closed. Do you think it matters that I didn't attach them, or do you think...
I think as long as you tell them the addresses, it's all good. I don't worry about it. I'm not worried about this too much.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. I appreciate it.
Bye, buddy. Mo is next. Hello, Mo. Mo, you're on mute. Mo, hello. Mo will come back. Christian, hello.
How's it? It's been a while since we last spoke. I think the last time was about a year ago when we finally arrived in Utah. And also, happy belated 21st birthday. Looking sharp as always.
Thanks, Christian. I appreciate it.
So I've just got a few questions for my wife. She's here on a 10-year green card. We went through the entire process through the South African side, through the Consulate of Johannesburg, which is actually based in Sandton. Everything went well. We're in the US. We established well here. But now the next big steps is obviously citizenship and travel and things like that. When I say travel, I mean within the USA, because it's just too dangerous to go out and then come back, because it feels kind of like a manhunt these days.
Yeah.
Anyone crossing borders. But I think the main question for us is, with my wife being in the US now, we've been here for over 500 days now. At what point should we start looking at trying to get her citizenship? Should we try and do this during the Trump administration, or wait until that's over? Or what's your thoughts and opinions on that?
Is there anything about her immigration history or criminal history or marriage history that has you worried about anything?
No, everything is pretty much in a clear. Don't even jaywalk here.
Did she get a 10-year green card or a 2-year green card?
A 10-year green card.
And when did the green card start?
It started just before April. I think it was in March. I think it was in March when we received it. So what actually happened is, they take the passport in South Africa. They put the temporary, I think it's R551 into the passport, something like that.
Yep.
And then upon entry into the States, which was at the end of April last year, that's when they started processing. And about 6 weeks later, she received her physical green card in the mail.
So the start date on it is like April 31st or April 30th? Or
Yes.
Okay. Of 2025?
Yes. No, 2024, last year.
Okay, so she still has 2 more years to wait for her citizenship.
Okay.
So I would say, call me back a year and a half from now. But yeah, I would still go ahead and apply for citizenship. They're still approving people for citizenship. I had a client with a somewhat messy case, got sworn into citizenship on September 5th. So yeah, it sounds pretty straightforward. I think she should be fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously when we get closer to that time, I'm going to be coming through your firm, because I just can't do the paperwork again. I feel like I've experienced being a paralegal, and I've had enough of that. So.
Well, we'd be happy to work with you, Christian. Thanks so much for the call.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
buddy.
you. Appreciate it.
See ya. Mandamus Asylum, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you, and happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
I guess I do have more like a general question, but I also put it on the chat. So I'm wondering if you recommend that filing for writ of mandamus for pending asylum, affirmative pending asylum, while we are having a hostile immigration environment.
Well, here's my thought on that, and it's still true. Things are only going to get worse in asylum land, not better, over the next 3 years. So the best time to file a mandamus action probably would have been about a year ago. And in fact, when we thought that Donald Trump would get reelected, we started filing lawsuits for people. But I still am recommending it if you feel like you have a strong asylum case. So typically what we do in situations like this is we say, hey, send us your asylum case. We'll look it over. We'll tell you if we think it's ready for an interview. If we don't, then you can hire us to make it better and then sue them. Or if we think it's ready, then we would just go ahead and sue them. All in discussion with you, obviously.
Sounds good. Does the field office matter? Because I do remember that over a year ago, I did have a conversation during the same chat.
Which is
you mentioned that Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, they're not great. They're tough.
Good to know. Thank you so much, Jim.
Have a good day. She turned off her mic after each question. I like that. Eric, hello.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yo.
Okay, I have a question. My dad wanted me to ask. He sent in his documents for his fiance, but he lost all the paperwork. So he's trying to figure out how can he check his status online or request for new documents to be sent to him.
He doesn't have anything, even a case number?
No, because I guess that when whatever they mailed him was some kind of receipt, and he misplaced it.
Has he moved?
No, he's still in the same address.
How long ago did he file the fiance case?
About 6 months ago.
And he has nothing. Okay, here's a good thought. Do you know how he paid for the fiance case?
He paid with a cashier's check.
Because sometimes with the checks, they put the case number on the back. I would start by calling USCIS to see if they can help him. I would also do a G639 and ask for any fiance cases that I filed. I want the paperwork related to those. And that's called a G639. It's free. He should fill that out and have them send them a copy of his case.
So, okay, so tell him to fill out a G639 and ask them for the documents.
And call USCIS.
And call USCIS. Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Eric. Always a good idea to keep your receipt notices in a safe place and to scan them in. Mo, are you there? Mo's out of here.
Hello?
Oh, there he is. Hi, Mo.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Jim? Happy belated birthday.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it, Mo.
Sure. A quick question for you, just to circle back. So, I filed for a marriage-based green card in 2022, got my conditional green card. I think in 2023, it's set to expire. Actually, in 2024, I believe it's set to expire in 2026. So I pretty much have about 6 months remaining, right? So to put it short, we're separated now, so we're no longer together. She basically cheated on me and got pregnant with somebody else. She's even about to, give birth. As crazy as it sounds, but we're no longer together. And I'm in the process of joining the Army for many reasons. One is for for them to help because I get, the school benefit. And so I want to take advantage of that and for many other reasons. So I spoke with the Army recruiter the other day, and he was telling me that, when I join, it literally takes about 18 weeks to get my green card, to get my citizenship, since they do this expedited thing. And first, I wanted to join the Air Force, but they said I have to have at least 2 years validity remaining on my green card, which is not the case with me. So I would assume I was not qualified. So the Army, they said they would take me as long as it's 6 months remaining, and I fill in my application within the next 30 days. They would work with me for sure. So my question to you is, so I know I'm supposed to file for the renewal to remove conditions in 3 months before this one expire, which is in I would assume January. So I don't know what case would you prefer for me to file now. I'm I'm trying to see which one, like between VAWA and the other one, like I think the other one was like entering in a good. I don't know exactly, but I'm just basically laying it out to you for you to like help me decide which would be my best option. I'm sure I'm likely not gonna even need the green card because if I join the Army, I'm gonna get my citizenship a lot sooner. And I know the I-751 removal conditions, whatever, takes very long time to get approved. So that's likely gonna get dropped as soon as I get my citizenship. So I just want you to, to kind of guide me through which option will be the best. Now, I want to also give you some other context. So we got separated because after I found out that she cheated, she got pregnant by someone else. She was very, very not physically abusive to me, but psychologically very abusive, like, stalking and everything. So, just to give you that context and everything. So basically that's where I'm at.
What country are you from?
Sierra Leone,
When did you come to the United States?
2022.
What kind of visa?
So it was a diplomatic visa, the A2 visa. I initially came on a conference. And I ended up staying due to what was going on in my country. I, um, you know, lost my job and, I ended up staying basically.
So when you married your spouse, you were out of status.
Um, so my I-94 was still valid, but my visa had expired.
Okay, so usually when you enter on an A, it's for duration of status. So were you still working, and were you the diplomat or working in the diplomatic corps, or were you part of the, like, a family member?
No, I was working there.
Okay, so when you filed for adjustment, you still were working there?
Nope.
How long had you been not working there?
So when I came, like, I believe just 2 months after I stopped working for the government.
So you were out of status at the time you married your spouse.
I mean, yeah, I guess you would say that because
Well,
I'm
not,
confusing the two.
not that I would say it, USCIS would say it, because
Okay.
what I'm getting at is marrying her solved an immigration problem that you had, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had an immigration problem, and by marrying a U.S. citizen, that at least temporarily helped, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm very sorry that she cheated on you, but the whole thing about infidelity by the U.S. citizen spouse is that when that happens, it's not so much that they think she cheated on you, it's that they think she was with her real lover the whole time and your marriage was just on paper. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that the real lover, the real person that your spouse, like, does she have a long history with the person that she's having this child?
No, not at all.
That you know of?
That I know of. I mean,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So what's the date of your marriage, or what's the date you met? What's the date of your marriage, and what's the date of your green card?
So,
and you can just
got married.
Say month and year.
Yeah, we got married July 2022. My green card, I believe, came March of 2024. It was delayed a little bit because I did not submit the forms to waive my diplomatic rights. And
Right.
so they approved the I-130.
Yep.
And then I actually spoke with you on this, which you even said you hadn't encountered cases like this a lot. It was like one time, and yeah, you actually walked me through. You even sent me the forms of sent to them, and I did that.
Now we've had a bunch because we've gotten a bunch from DC. Yep, I remember. Okay, so but I asked you, when did you meet, and then when did you get married? So tell me those dates again.
Oh, we met in February, and then got married in July
of the same year.
Mm-hmm.
Why so fast?
I mean, I guess you could say for me, I'm a Muslim. So after we meet, there's really no time. Like we don't. I don't like wasting time because there's nothing like dating.
Yep.
In Islam, so
yep.
I would, for us, we like to make it faster if you think you met the person.
What about did you have an interview on your green card?
Yeah, we had an interview.
How did it go?
It was perfect. We went. It was in Dallas, Texas. We went. Everything was perfect. No Stokes interview. Like, it was literally I believe 15-20 minutes. We have an awful lot of evidence. I even I started putting the papers on the table, some of the evidence that I came with in person, in addition to what I had already submitted. And the officer was like, enough, so so I gave him so much. So the interview was perfect, and we literally got approved the next day as far as I-130. So the reason why the I-485 was delayed was, again, because of the diplomatic rights that I had not waived.
So what's the start date on the green card?
It is
roughly,
I think, roughly March 2024.
And then when was this baby conceived?
This year.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't think she had given
guess-
birth yet.
I guess my
she
question
probably.
is, when did you realize there was a problem in the marriage?
I would say March of this year.
So about a year after you got the green card.
Technically, yeah.
What does that mean technically?
Yes, I mean, it was right around that time. I mean, I found out that she was pregnant with someone else's baby right around April. So,
April of this year.
mhm.
How did you find out?
I saw the test, so I was like pulling out the trash.
The pregnancy test?
And then I confronted her, asked her, and that's when she could not, kind of lie because I had already found out, and she just basically told me. And again,
How did you know that
she
you weren't the father? Were you guys not having? Were you guys weren't sleeping together?
we were, but I was starting to notice things change with her when she started a new job. I think she even met this person at a job,
So when was
at
that?
her new job. Mhm.
When was that?
I think that was in January.
Okay. Does she have other kids?
Yes.
How old is the youngest kid other than this one?
About 3 years.
And what's the deal with that father?
No, they're no longer. They're not together.
Okay.
I
All
think
right. So,
that father is in prison.
oh, geez. So, okay. All right. So, what do you have any evidence to support the fact that she was cheating on you?
I mean, I have text messages, enough of that, of her like, stalking and threatening me and like many things.
But how does that
Um,
establish that she cheated on you?
huh?
How does her sending you stalking text messages indicate that she cheated on you? I don't see the connection.
I mean, we were having that conversation about her, getting pregnant by someone else.
So
Like,
you have texts in which she admits that she had a baby with somebody else.
yeah, that she was pregnant with somebody else. I'm not sure if she had the baby yet, but I believe she was due right around October or something. So probably not yet, or maybe already.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue. I don't know. Um, but I mean, if I have to get evidence of that, I believe I could, because I mean, I still have some of my stuff there, few stuff, and I can find a way to see if how I can get like hard evidence of her like having a baby with somebody else, if that helps my case.
Well, okay. So now I get to my basic 71 questions, which is, does she care if you stay in the United States or not?
Well, I mean, she it's I don't have a straight answer to that, because I think she maybe not, honestly.
Maybe not what?
Maybe she doesn't care if I stay here or not.
Okay. Well, has anybody filed for divorce?
No.
What's the plan with that?
I'm thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about filing for divorce. But I just wanted to speak with a lawyer first,
Well,
and
because here's what's going to
weigh
happen.
my options.
So first of all, even if you join the military and apply for citizenship, they can't approve you for citizenship if you don't have your conditions removed. That's a prerequisite, right? So just in our office, we've had 4 military U.S. citizenship cases blow up recently, and these are cases that come to us after the blow up, in which the 751 was never resolved. So what I'm saying is, if you join the military, you get no pass for the requirements of proving that this was a real marriage and getting the conditions removed. You still have to do that.
Right.
Right?
Yes. So I'm asking now, say for example, I file,
There's not a
let's
VAWA
say
case. There's no VAWA case here.
there's no VAWA case.
No. This whole thing is whether it was a real marriage or not.
I mean, what if she was psychologically abusive to me?
Not
It's
VAWA.
not.
It's not VAWA.
So VAWA is like domestic abuse?
Yeah. Violence Against Humans Act. Violence Against Women Act that applies to men.
Gotcha.
Well, let's say this. Anybody can file anything. It would be a very, very weak VAWA case.
hmm So say I file a VAWA case in January, and
You should
that's
not do
still in
that.
the
Because
process.
you should not do that because it's a bullshit VAWA case.
Right. Okay. What if I think there is another waiver where you can file saying that, the marriage was in
Yeah.
good faith,
That's
but
what
it
I said.
ended
That's
because
exactly what I said. This whole shooting
Mhm.
match is whether you can prove this was a real marriage. But
okay.
her having a
Mhm.
baby with someone else out of wedlock cuts your case in half.
hmm
So the thing is the day you file or shortly thereafter, they're going to come a knocking on her door. And they're going to say, hey, we know that you're divorced. We know, or that, divorce is pending. We know that you had a baby with some other man. Were you ever really in love with Mo?
hmm Interesting. So I think my question is, let's say I filed that waiver in January, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking of joining the army here pretty soon. I know they do expedited citizenship and everything. What I want to understand is when I filed that waiver and I get my green card extension, as far as what I was talking to them, I did tell them that I had they did understand that I have a conditional green card, but he was telling me that it only takes about 18 weeks after I get sworn in for me to get my citizenship, and that case would be dropped. So my question is, even though that case would still be pending, can I still get my citizenship without that not affecting it?
You're thinking of it wrong. This is the way to think of it. They cannot approve
Mhm.
your citizenship if your 751 hasn't first been approved. So they might be able to make things go faster, but you will not be able to naturalize if my understanding and the way that I've seen it handled by USCIS in the last couple of years,
Mhm.
that cannot be done unless those conditions are removed. You can't naturalize.
Mm.
And again, they're going to go knocking on your wife's door to try to put holes in your case and to sink your 751.
Right.
Thanks, Mo.
What do you think my options are now? Like, what would you advise as the best thing to do in my case?
I think the only thing you can do is try to file a 750. I think you have to file for divorce. You have to try to get, if we were your lawyers, we would get a long statement from you explaining the whole history of the relationship. Then we would go to her. We would go to her and try to get her to admit some of it. Maybe just the part about, maybe she won't admit the part about having the baby out of wedlock, but maybe she will admit that it'd be nice to nail down her story before you file, because if we nail down her story, that makes it less likely that they go knock on her door and try to get her to tell a different story. Thanks,
Gotcha.
Mo. I'm gonna let you go, brother. See ya.
Thank you.
Yep. We got time for a couple more calls. How's everybody doing? I forgot to show you guys the last picture from my birthday calendar that they made me. I like that look a lot. That was after I shaved off my beard. That was fun. That was my birthday calendar, the back cover of my birthday calendar. Yassine, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm well, Yassine. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So my question is, I recently had my N400 interview back on July the 1st. So everything went good. The officer told me that you passed everything. The only thing that she needs is a little bit more evidence for our marriage. So she gave me RFE to respond to it. And she also told me you can respond like photo, title for cards together, and W-2 and 1099 for the last year.
That's interesting.
So, yeah. So I also brought that she get disability checks, my wife, and she said you can send me the check that it has the same address, that's proof bona fide marriage.
Yep.
So I resubmit everything online like on July the 2nd. But it seems like I did not submit enough evidence. So my case is still pending. They didn't make any decision yet. But I didn't submit the disability check. I didn't submit the W-2 and the 1099 that she asked for it. I did submit the title. I submit couple picture. I submit the electric. I submit a lot of evidence, but those, like we spoke on the interview, I haven't submit them. I have them. So my question is, can I submit them right now after the RFE, like the time it's finished already? It's past 30 days.
Why didn't you submit it on time?
It was my mistake. So online it says like you shouldn't exceed so many megabytes. So I tried to go like little bit of evidence, since she told me everything looks good. I just need titles and couple pictures. That's all. So she make me like she needs those title and couple pictures.
So again, you're applying for citizenship under the 3-year rule, right?
Yes, sir.
So that they hold that to a higher standard than the 5-year rule.
So my marriage has been since 2017, but I've been having a lots of problem with them. I did file a 601 waiver. I get approved after denied. So I have historic with them. Then they gave me the 10 years. They didn't give me the removal, since I have been fighting with them more than 3 years. Then recently, like last couple weeks, I called them to ask what is going on. The officer told me it shouldn't take that long. So why is my case still pending? Then the case changed from we receive your response for Form N-400 to case is still being proceeded by USCIS. Is that a good sign or bad sign?
So I'm going to put you on mute just for feedback when I talk, and I'll take you off mute, okay?
Okay.
All right, so hear me out. I believe you've seen that if your 751 has been pending for 3 years, and if you've had to fight with them on a rock fight with a waiver, a 601 waiver to get you the original green card, I probably, if you had asked me, would have said, hey, Yassine, I know you really want to get your citizenship, but let's wait the full 5 years and apply under the 5-year rule so we don't have to relitigate the marriage again. Now that you've gone ahead and filed it, I wish you would have submitted some more evidence, and specifically the evidence that they asked for. So in answer to your question, they will probably not consider stuff that you upload now, but you should still go ahead and upload it now, right? Upload it now. And when you hear back one way or the other, I think you're probably going to have to refile, and I would just wait. You're probably really close. If your 751's been pending 3 years, you're probably pretty close to applying under the 5-year rule. So I would do that, and I would have a lawyer. You should have had a lawyer all along for this last part, because they're just playing games with you on that RFE, and you could have FedExed them the stuff instead of uploading it to the portal. It's probably too late, but I think it's okay. I would go ahead and try to keep the case alive by sending it in now.
So it's not gonna confuse my case if I submit more evidence now, because I ask actually like AI, and they just told me wait for the decision. Do not make anything right now.
No.
So I go ahead and upload those evidence. And by the way, the 601, it wasn't about our marriage. Our marriage was approved like long time ago, the I-130. It was for the visa that I got, the like material misrepresentation. Then it get approved. She mentioned it on the N400. She said, well, there is question is, have you ever lied on any like U.S.
Have you ever provided any false information to any U.S. government official to obtain an immigration
Right. So I did respond no. Then she brought it. She said you should respond yes since you have 601. Then I said, but I haven't lied. She said no, that's considered as a lie, but it's not going to affect your case since you get approval of the 601.
Right.
So
but I've seen plenty of denials because someone made that exact mistake. It was forgiven, but they still want you in your N400 to say, yes, I misrepresented. Otherwise, you didn't need the waiver. So you can't, they can deny you for marking the wrong box on that, right? So you got to be careful.
Yeah, she told me that everything looks good. Like for that part, all she needs just more evidence for the marriage.
I'll just say, Yassine, that if you apply again, if you have to apply, I mean, I hope you get your citizenship. Hope it all works out. Upload that shit. Maybe they'll consider it. If your case gets denied, you should wait the full 5 years to apply for citizenship, and you should have an attorney help you because each of those questions you have to be really careful about.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. All righty. We made it through another show, episode 908 of the Immigration Answer Show. Tomorrow, that means tomorrow will be episode 909. And tomorrow we will go live at 11:15 a.m. Central. 11:15 a.m. Central. Parkway West has a game in the afternoon against Seckman. So we will be here tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. Central. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks, everybody, for watching on TikTok. We'll see you tomorrow. Skyla, thank you, as always, for helping out. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday. Bye, guys. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are